kale. Ẹ kú kale o. Ṣé dáadáa ni mo bá yín? I am a Yoruba woman, and what I've just said to you is, I give my regards for the fact that you're here. I hope I have met you on a good note. The Yoruba people are one of several tribes with origins in West Africa. There are diasporic communities in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, all over the world. The Yoruba people love to greet. There is a greeting for every moment. The Yoruba culture is full of proverbs. Proverbs in the culture are a form of sacred speech. If you think of any time a Christian might say, the Bible says, or a Muslim says, in the Holy Quran, Proverbs for Yoruba people are that kind of sacred speech. And our proverb for today is, Ayé lọ́jà, ọ̀run nílé. Ayé lọ́jà, ọ̀run nílé. It means the world is a marketplace, heaven is home. Let me show you one picture of one section of one Yoruba market. If you're thinking this is a mess, it's true. It's true, so true. There's a woman with a tray on her head with vegetables on that. She's walking around looking for people to buy from her. There is also bikes that carry people and goods in and out of the market. On the sides where you see the umbrellas, it's just each spot with different vendors with their items. When you go into a Yoruba market, there are stalls, each spot where the seller stays with their items. The Yoruba market is not like the market where items are stacked on a shelf, there are price tags on them, you pick what you want, pay at the cashier, and then you leave. In a Yoruba market, each seller has their spot, their items are there are no price tags. Apart from the buying and the selling, you could find a preacher on the corner trying to spread a good word. An entertainer could be at the other end. They're doing tricks trying to attract a crowd. You could find children gathering up and playing. Community organizing also happens. A good women's association for change could be on a different end of the market planning their next party. When you go into a Yoruba market, the tropical sun is hot on your face. If you're not careful, you'll be licking your own sweat all day long. And here's my favorite part about it. When you go in, and if the wind conditions are just right, you might catch a sniff of fish being smoked by the woman who does it at the other end of the market. You go into the market, people are calling out to you from all over. Come buy this, come buy that. I went into the market one time. This woman calls out to me. She says, come and buy these men's briefs, underwear. Come and buy these men's briefs for your husband. I was shocked. I said, no, I'm sorry, Ma, I don't need these briefs. I don't even have a boyfriend, not to talk of a husband. I'm only 14 years old. I don't need these. The woman says to me, no, it's okay. Still come. Come and buy these men's briefs for your future husband. I just rolled my eyes and I kept walking. And here's the first lesson from this proverb, that there is so much going on in the world as a marketplace. The reason why one person is here is different from someone else's reasons. So it's up to each one of us to focus on our unique mission, purpose for being here. Eventually, you find a stall that has an item you're looking for. Because there are no price tags on items, it means that the seller is trying to make the most money they can make from selling you this item. And you, as the buyer, you want the best value for your money. Like, no one wants to spend more than they have to. Conflicting interests, different priorities. What do? You negotiate. I followed my mom to the market one time, and she found these set of pots that she was interested in buying. She asked the woman for the price of the pots. The woman gives her price. It was too high. My mom couldn't afford that. My mom gives her counter offer to the woman, and the woman says, that's too low. I can't sell it to you at that price. So my mom is taking her time. She's looking at the pots. She's trying to decide how badly she wants them and how much she's willing to pay for them. And as she's doing that, the woman takes a look at me and then says to my mom, "Can you give me your daughter's phone number? I have a son. He's 27 years old. He's looking for a wife, and I think your daughter will be good for him." My mom says, no, I'm sorry, no. I don't think that would work. She's only 16 years old. She's too young for that. The woman says to my mom, "Are you sure she's only 16 years old?" In the woman's defense, I did look a lot older than 16, okay? Like, she wasn't trying to do any child marriage business. No, I did look much older, okay? So the woman says to my mom, "Are you sure she's only 16? Listen, if you give me her phone number and allow me to connect her with my son, I will give you these pots for free." At that point, my mom puts the pots down, thanks the woman, turns to me and says, "We need to go." And as we turn to leave, the woman says to us, "To bari bakono. To bari bakono." It means if it's the same. It's a shorthand way of saying, I've given you my offer, you're rejecting it, you're going somewhere else. When you get somewhere else and you see these items and the offer they give you there is the same, please come back to me. Come back to me. And here's the second lesson that this proverb teaches, that conflicting priorities, different priorities, are normal. The most important thing that we could do is to negotiate. In this particular instance, negotiations got very creative. And if, I was older, if I too was looking for someone, this would have been a perfect start to something good. My mom would get her pots. I would find a partner. The woman would get a wife for her son, a perfect start to a good relationship with the in-laws. This would have worked out great. But sometimes negotiations don't work out. And this proverb teaches that it's still so important to part ways amicably, to leave the room open to come back and try again in the future. So in this woman telling us, "To bari bakono," if it's the same, she was letting us know that even though things did not work out this time, she was open to trying again later in the future. We were always welcome to come back to her. No shame, no guilt necessary. The time comes in every market that it has to close. There are no markets in the Yoruba society that is open at all hours of the day or night. One, we do not have the electricity for that. But more importantly and culturally, that's not how markets work. Each market has its own cycle, its own calendar. So there are day markets, night markets, every 3-day markets, every last Tuesday of the month markets. The picture of the markets that I showed you earlier runs on a 5-day cycle. It's only open every 5 days. So what does that mean? And here's the third lesson from this proverb. That regardless of what your experiences were, whether you found all the items you were looking for, whether you had a nice time or a horrible time, regardless of what has happened, there comes a time where every single person has to leave. In other words, we die. And that's what the second part of that proverb is about when it says, Aye loja, onronile, the world is a marketplace, heaven is home. Heaven is home because in Yoruba belief, we've all come from heaven to visit very briefly on earth. And we would eventually go back to heaven. This lesson is so crucial in the Yoruba culture that whoever forgets it is described as onwayemaya, which means you're holding on too tightly to the world. It brings to mind that stage in a toddler's life when they're going through that mind phase. They have their special toy and they're like, it's mine, and they can never be separated from it. And as we all know, that is simply just not the case. I leave you with this. If this proverb, Aye loja onronile, the world is a marketplace, heaven is home, if this proverb were sacred and true for you, how might it encourage you to live differently? Perhaps you would focus on your unique path in life and stop comparing yourselves to other people. Perhaps you would practice negotiating better in your relationships and stop burning bridges. Perhaps you would live every single day the best, the fullest you possibly can, because you're only here for a short time. My time on this stage is up, and I need to go.